Last video we covered 400 years of American history. This time we're going back even further and covering 2,000 years of European history, all through movies and series you can find on Netflix. Welcome back everyone, Matthew here with CineGold, and like in the last video, we're going to be covering these movies in chronological order, starting with the furthest back in time, all the way in 1st century AD.
Bist du ein Gott? Nur Götter können man zum Tode verurteilen.
Barbarians takes place at the earliest point in history on our list, set in 9 AD during the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest. This pivotal battle saw an alliance of Germanic tribes ambush and destroy 3 Roman legions, halting the Roman Empire's expansion into Germania. Barbarians is a 12-episode series and is a historically rich and compelling watch for anyone interested in the ancient world and the forces that shape the course of European history. Now we move on to the 2nd century AD with Gladiator. It follows the story of Maximus Decimus Meridius, a Roman general who is betrayed and reduced to slavery. He then becomes a gladiator and rises through the ranks to seek revenge against the corrupt Emperor Commodus. Gladiator is an epic, highly entertaining depiction of Roman culture and the gladiatorial games.
Are you not entertained?
While the character of Maximus is entirely fictional and the betrayal of Commodus is heavily dramatized, it's still an excellent movie to add to this list because it captures the essence of Roman Empire society and politics. Now we head on to the 8th through 11th century with Vikings. The series follows the story of Ragnar Lothbrok, a legendary Viking chieftain who leads his people in raids, exploration, and settlement across Europe, particularly in England. Vikings is a long-running 89-episode series that is a powerful look into Viking culture and the Viking Age with their far-reaching influence. But Vikings is not the only great series on Netflix to cover the Viking Age. There's also The Last Kingdom, which is set during the 9th and 10th centuries and focuses on the efforts of the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms to unite against the Viking invasions. The Last Kingdom is a relatively long series itself at 46 episodes in a sequel movie called Seven Kings Must Die. Both Vikings and The Last Kingdom are fascinating looks into the Viking Age from different perspectives, making them both excellent additions to our list. Moving forward in time, now we move on to the 14th century with Outlaw King.
Robert the Bruce is an outlaw. I serve Robert Bruce! Join us to free our land!
This film follows the story of Robert the Bruce, who becomes the King of Scots and leads a revolt against English rule. Outlaw King follows his transformation from a nobleman to an outlaw hero, fighting for Scotland's independence. Set during the First War of Scottish Independence, the film provides an in-depth look at medieval Scottish culture. Outlaw King is noteworthy for its numerous realistic battle scenes and overall is a highly enjoyable take on this pivotal period in Scottish history. Next, in 14th century Spain is Cathedral of the Sea. The series, based on a best-selling novel, follows the life of Arnau Estanyol, a serf who escapes to Barcelona and becomes involved in the construction of the Santa Maria del Mar Cathedral. Cathedral of the Sea blends historical facts with fictional elements and is set against the backdrop of medieval Barcelona. It highlights the cultural and architectural achievements of the time and shows how even ordinary people can have great contributions to history. Now we travel to 14th century France with Knightfall. The series follows the story of the Knights Templar and goes into the missions, conflicts, and political intrigues that led to their downfall. Set during the final years of the Templar Order, the series shows us up close the political and religious dynamics of medieval Europe. Knightfall is another History Channel series like Vikings, and though it's a decent watch, it's not quite up to par with that great series. Heading to early 15th century England and France, we have The King.
A king has no friends. Only followers and foe.
It follows the life of Henry V, who reluctantly ascends to the English throne after his father's death. Inspired by Shakespeare's plays, the king shows his transformation from a rebellious prince to a determined king who must navigate the complexities of war and politics. Set during the 100 Years' War, the film provides a dramatic portrayal of the Battle of Agincourt and Henry's impact on history. While it takes some creative liberties, the film captures the gritty reality of medieval warfare and court politics. If you find yourself searching endlessly for good movies to watch on Netflix, why not let me do the work for you? I scour the depths of Netflix every week to find the best of the best in every genre, so make sure to hit the subscribe button now and enjoy the best that Netflix has to offer. Leaving the medieval age behind, we move into 16th century England with Elizabeth. This film chronicles the early years of Elizabeth I's reign, showing her rise to power and the challenges she faces in establishing her rule. It covers many major events of the time, including the Protestant Reformation, plots against her life, and her efforts to stabilize England. Cate Blanchett would win an Oscar for Best Actress for her portrayal of the Queen. Overall, Elizabeth is a beautiful film that captures the lavishness and danger of Elizabethan England. Next, we venture into early 18th century England with The Favourite.
I must take control of my circumstance.
Bro! I'm on my side. Always.
This film focuses on the later years of Queen Anne's reign, particularly showing the complex relationships and power struggles within her court. The Favourite was a critical smash hit, garnering Olivia Colman an Oscar for her performance as Queen Anne and a total of 10 nominations altogether. The film covers the political and personal intrigues of the time, including the War of Spanish Succession, and stands out with its distinctive visual style, elaborate costumes, and dark humor. Next, we travel to early 19th century France with Les Misérables. This film was inspired by Victor Hugo's classic novel. It takes place against the backdrop of the June Rebellion of 1832 in Paris. I really wanted to include the French Revolution in this list, particularly something with Napoleon, but I just could not find anything about it on Netflix. There's one series called La Révolution, but it's a horror series. Ultimately, I found Les Mis to be the best example of the social and political tensions of the time, although it is set after the French Revolution. But ultimately, Les Misérables is one of the most enduring historical tales of all time and is definitely worthy of this list. Now we head to late 19th century Russia with Anna Karenina. This film, based on Leo Tolstoy's classic novel, tells the tragic love story of a married aristocrat who has an affair with an elegant count. And just like with the French Revolution, Russian history is ripe with great films like War and Peace and Andrei Rublev, but I just could not find any of them on Netflix. So we go with the British-made Anna Karenina, which is a realistic portrayal of 19th century Russian society. Next, we'll spend some time in the 20th century, starting with World War I and All Quiet on the Western Front. This war film follows a group of young German soldiers during the Great War and captures the brutal realities of trench warfare and its psychological impact on soldiers. This film is based on the 1929 novel and is a powerful anti-war statement that strongly depicts the universal horrors faced by soldiers in the trenches. World War I was a pivotal moment in history that reshaped nations and set the stage for major global changes in the 20th century. Now we shift our focus to World War II with The Forgotten Battle.
In war, there's no place for boys that want to act the hero.
Set during the Battle of the Scheldt in 1944, this film follows three intertwined stories: a Dutch resistance fighter, an English glider pilot, and a young Zealand soldier forced to fight for the Germans. There are endless great World War II films and series we could use to cover this period, but we're going to go with The Forgotten Battle because it's an excellent film that captures the strategic importance of this crucial but often overlooked battle. It's got realistic battle scenes and great attention to historical detail. It is a solid, multifaceted view of this pivotal moment in history. And now, still focusing on World War II but from a different perspective, is Schindler's List. This powerful film is based on the true story of Oskar Schindler, a German businessman who saved the lives of more than 1,000 Polish Jews during the Holocaust by employing them in his factories. While The Forgotten Battle highlights the strategic military aspects of the war, Schindler's List provides a harrowing look at the human cost and the atrocities of the Holocaust. Known for its haunting black and white cinematography and powerful performances, it captures the moral complexities of wartime actions and the impact of individual heroism in the face of overwhelming evil. And finally, we reach The Crown.
We have a new sovereign, young and a woman. Let us give her a coronation that is befitting of the wind of change that she represents.
The 6-season series chronicles the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, exploring the personal, political, and social challenges she faces from the 1940s to the present day. The Crown spans multiple decades, covering significant historical events such as the Suez Crisis, the Apollo 11 moon landing, and the Falklands War. It provides an intimate look at the life of the British monarchy and its evolution through the decades. And The Crown marks the end of our 2,000-year journey. I realize there are numerous points in European history that were brushed over or skipped in this video. I had to cut it down a bit to keep this video relatively short, but if you would like a more fleshed out version of your country's historical movies, please let me know in the comments below. Once again, that's it for me today, everyone. I will see you soon.